Hello and welcome to our live YouTube video. So a little bit about setup. I've improved the setup since yesterday's stream. We now have a capture card which is working through my DSLR over there. So hopefully it's slightly better quality. I'm also using a mic here, but as I'm just so low sort of setting this one up, I can't exactly see what is going on. We're also projecting the flag for some reason. Okay, so let me just check on Mead and Cheese to see if we're running. Okay, so on Mead, we're running. I think it's videos are a lot more laggy than last time. I don't know if that's to do with our way we are inputting the signal, so I'm going to mess around with that. Let's go to
difficult. Not difficult, just wasn't as good, but now it's good.
Okay, we are back.
We're back from Hoist.
Come sit forward, Jim.
What are you actually?
Fucking up the lights again. No one. Yeah, so me and you had a business meeting the other day, and was thinking about something. Bottled water. People who.
How long to New Year's?
Any minute now.
What's in the case?
I was gonna go visit my family in the States, but all the planes were grounded, so here I am.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Resolutions. Do you have any New Year resolutions?
What's the point?
Well, you're not one of them, are you?
You know it's all gonna kick off, right?
The world's not going to end.
I hope you're right.
Quit smoking.
I hope you're right. I think we should do something fun. Or talk about something deep.
Nah. Let's just Let's just admire the view.
Any minute now.
They're not secrets. So actually, if you look on Google,
You'll find it. I mean,
You'll
if you look on
find-
my website, www. Sorry, the noise just cut out then when I was saying the name of the website, but we'll
link
you'll see it at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah, anyway, what was your question, Tom?
Anyway, how do these people make their film? Like, how do they? First of all, how do they find the motivation to make a film?
It always comes from deep in the soul, okay? It also comes from the knowledge that you've got to become a multi-millionaire throughout causing people's dreams to be crashed.
And I know a lot of people who
Yeah.
aren't very like. They want to make a film, but they don't want to go through the work. And there is an easy way you could do that. You could pirate a film.
Like, does that mean sit at the back of a cinema
Yeah.
with a camera and an audio device, film it, give it money, it's going to sell DVDs in pubs?
Exactly. And then you say, and all you do is just you go on to Premiere Pro or Final Cut or DaVinci Resolve if you want to, if you're editing that, whatever you're editing.
Does that Pirate Bay still exist? Pirate
Bay, they all exist.
Yeah.
And what you do, you edit the credits and just put a film by your name, Tom Jackson, and then
Yeah.
that's your film. Then so you just cut out
Cut out the middleman.
the middleman.
Putlocker.
Let's.
What have they done? Putlocker. And our views are our own. I've seen that on a lot of people's Facebook and Twitter pages lately. Our views are, I don't know quite what that means, but they're not the views of like they're not the views of our bank accounts companies. So we want to continue to make money without not being told we can't make money. If that makes no sense, which makes sense. Tom's checking on the audio because he's got a bit of a habit of thinking it's gone off when it hasn't.
Anyway, Jim, okay, so obviously the first thing you need to do to have a film is you need a script. Now, Jim, you've paid loads of people to write scripts for you and you've wrote loads of scripts all the time. So what's your first thing?
What I'm looking for?
Yeah, in the script, like what? How do you start writing? How do you find inspiration from?
I usually find, and this is a brilliant line, I don't know it's been used before, and this is a bit of a tip, I'm going to give it away now. I've made my money, you know what I mean? Once upon a time.
Start your stories once upon a time. Because they're hits.
In a faraway land,
In a faraway land,
there was a wizard called, give me a name,
Jeff.
okay? And Jeff, I'd say he was a middle-aged man. And then you've got your setting, look, it's a Jeff, middle-aged, wizard. You wouldn't expect him to be a wizard because his name's Jeff and he doesn't sound that important, okay? This is just off the hat. So was that saying?
Or you could just go
And where's the setting? Where's it set? So you want the name, the character, where it's set, and a bank transfer to my bank account. And then we'll sort it.
Yeah, it's like, who's the hero in this film? Like, who's going to be in charge? Who's the villain? Figure out the main character. Figure out the villain and the main character.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some great, seriously now, we've got some great ideas on the way, haven't we? Especially our McDonald's idea. Obviously, for marketing reasons, we will still use the McDonald's logo.
And if you want to make this film really personal, don't look out to other people's problems. Like Luke Skywalker's problem was, Darth Vader trying to take over the universe and But I want you to look into your soul and find what problem you're having, and I want you to project that into your film. So, what daily problems are you having, Jimmy?
At the moment?
Yeah, at the moment.
Well, there's this lad driving me to do a podcast, and that's causing me a few issues.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my car, and if you're watching this, a certain garage, we've had my car now for 10 weeks, and it still hasn't been fixed. That's a problem, but I've got
Are you saying here that people should go to IKEA with their pyjamas on?
Yeah.
You set? Okay. So, welcome to episode 2 of What's Trending on Hoist. I'm Tom. This is Jimmy.
Jim.
We're going to whack our little social media link.
Drop it in there, Jim.
Jim, this is Jimmy.
Jim.
Jimmy. What is trending?
What's trending at the minute? What we look in Twitter. What's trending on Twitter?
What's trending on Twitter? Let's talk about Twitter.
Okay, just get on the interweb. That's what I call it, the interweb. Number one trending today is, it was IKEA. Oh, it's gone back to IKEA now.
What's trending about IKEA?
I don't understand. What can be trending about IKEA?
Are they open? That's the first thing. They've been closed for a while. Are they back open? And are people buying beds?
We're back on the 5th. Sure, yeah.
I'm sure
There's probably not. IKEA. But this is what people sleep differently, don't they? So I always feel like you've got to test out the bed.
You've got to test out your beds.
And like some people sleep pyjamas, some people have less clothing on.
Less clothes. Since you use to go boxes, some people just have the socks on.
Just have the socks. That's it. Which is weird, I think. Or a night, and I think that's how you should test a bed out. So if you're in IKEA and you see someone with nothing on but foot prisons, also known as socks, then
Are you saying here that people should go to IKEA with their pyjamas on?
Yeah, I am. Also, though, I think go with the clothes on and a change. They've got to get changed in IKEA because sometimes you get but by the bed, because sometimes you're in bed and you're thinking, and they should be able to bring like the laptops in there and the plugs with them from home, because some beds are annoying. Like you have a certain way of, like say if you're charging your phone, you have to get to a certain percentage before you feel comfortable of turning the other way around. So there's all different scenarios.
Well, so what you're saying here is you think that, say if I went to bed naked, which I don't, but say if I went to bed naked, you think I have the right as a British citizen to go to IKEA naked and test out their beds? Is that what you're saying here?
It is. I'm not being stupid. I'm going to say you've got to book an appointment. But yeah, I don't see why not.
That's interesting because maybe that's what IKEA's doing now. We don't know actually why they're trending.
That could be why.
But
again, this is just speculation.
But maybe that'd be a good idea for a shop, like a more liberal 18+ shop, where you can go around the shop naked and test the beds, or in your pyjamas.
And you can hire someone in there.
A freedom shop.
You are going to be in the bed with another per human being.
Yeah.
You can hire one in the shop.
Then cans of Carl in it.
I've got one down here. The dog's been at it, but there you go.
Hey, cheers,
warm
mate.
Carling. Carling's one of the worst lager.
Warm Carling, I don't actually like it.
And even worse, warm.
Yeah.
Just a bit of a twister tongue.
So
next topic.
Let's go for the next
trend. And I think we could have a lot of fun with this one. Brian the Snail is trending on Twitter.
Brian the Snail is trending on Twitter. Who's Brian?
Exactly. And what's he doing?
Right, why would you call your snail Brian?
I feel like it could be a good name for the snail because Brian's normally quite sluggish, quite slow.
I'd say Brian's more like a bookworm, someone who likes to read.
So not me, but snails annoy me. I mean, I don't know the point in them. I don't know quite what they're trying to achieve. Okay, another trend. So back online. Right, next trend. I'm just looking through here on my smartphone. Right. There's not many decent ones today. I'm going to go 30 Days Wild. Another month-long thing. If you did all of these, you'd have no time for nothing.
30 Days Wild.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume here, that's about taking technology out and living wild, like eating meat off the floor. What?
I weren't expecting to hear that.
Well,
but yeah, it could be.
First of all, you switch your phone off. You go around naked, obviously.
But what does this remind you of? Who went 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness without drinking or eating? It's a really famous character in a book, Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And this is where it gets a bit, and we said we weren't going to get too controversial, but...
Well, I'll allow it. I want to hear what you got to say.
There are rumours that, I mean, who can live for 40 days and 40 nights? There are rumours that Jesus was having a little sneaky little drink when he was in the desert in Israel. And
I think I know what you're going to say.
I'm not going to say. I mean, if it was Sprite or 7 Up, that would be ridiculous. He would have died, wouldn't he? But there's one drink
The quadruple is the amount of vitamins you need.
Yeah. What's the name of this show?
Hoist.
Little plug. Hoist Lemonade. Keeps you going for 40 days and 40 nights without food or water.
We can't actually say that. I'm going to put a little like thing
Just
in the thing, just so people don't drink. This is a reminder: do not just go on a hoist cleanse. Jesus was a very, very spectacular human.
Gandhi as well. Here's another one.
Gandhi.
He sat underneath a tree and didn't eat or drink for all those days. But what was growing on that tree? And what one bit of letter ingredients did he have with him? Lemons were on that tree.
He had lemons.
Hoist lemons. Because again, they are slightly different lemons to the normal lemons. But yeah, hoist lemons were growing on that tree, and that's what Gandhi was eating.
Right.
Drinking.
I would like to pivot this conversation a bit, still keeping it on hoist.
Yeah.
But the other day you sent me a message.
I did.
About the hoist logo and how we're going to design it.
Yeah.
And it was really weird for me because here's what you made. This is what you sent me.
Yeah.
I know this is very, very quick.
Yeah.
Design made on your phone.
That was done on my phone. It was on Snapchat, made screenshots,
Sort of
2 minutes.
But it's the exact logo I had in my mind.
It was like a draft of a draft, but yeah.
Yeah, I might try and.
And this is how it's such a good idea because it's
already in your head.
Yeah.
I would like to design the logo with you at some point.
Yeah. I mean,
Probably
you could do
not
the computer in things,
and then
I could just drip in the odd bit.
What you do, I make the design, I make some voice design, and then you make a voice design at the same time, and we'll see how similar we get back to back.
Yeah. Which is also talking about being back to back. I was going to say there, so we'll cut that bit out. But yeah, back to back.
Yeah, and we'll see if we can make a similar design. Let's see how similar Hoist Lemonade's logo gets.
That'd be quite good, actually.
That'd be quite good.
And we could actually do it on like a live kind of screen grab kind of thing, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. And we could have them both playing at the same time, like side by side, and have it like a 5-minute like draft, and you could see how similar they are through, and see how we design them as we go along. But not 5 minutes, but we'll cut it down into a 30-second quick thing because no one wants to sit down and watch someone building a or drawing a. We're not going to. We'll come back to it. No idea. Met Office. This is an exciting one. The weather. Now that's always changing, so there's always something to talk about in the weather.
Right. So here's the thing. What I hate when someone starts off a conversation with me saying,
"Nice day, yeah.
Nice day, weather's nice." Anything. I know that conversation's going to go there.
Yeah.
And like, I once was talking to someone, I didn't know what to say on a set. I said, "Oh yeah, the weather's been weird recently," and I felt myself like crumbling inside because I said, "I've just said that because I have nothing else to say." And if the only thing you can talk about is the atmosphere, then the climate even.
Yeah. Then it's a pretty bad day, unless it's like Pompeii volcanoes.
Yeah.
Then it's I'll allow that.
So that was the Hoist Lemonade podcast. It was a series I made in lockdown in 2020. We all remember them days. Yeah, so basically what we was trying to do then was we started that when me and Jim, he came around one day and we was outside. It was when you could just meet outside. And we were just talking about ideas. He was saying he wanted to start a podcast. I was like, let's start it today. It's like, how? We haven't got a studio. I was like, we'll go in the back garden. We'll set up a table. And we had set up some like basic equipment very quickly. And then we started doing that from there. And I was really proud of what we accomplished on the Hoist Lemonade podcast. It was one of them things which I think is one of the best episodes I did. I think the thing what stopped us from keep doing it was the fact that we didn't have a permanent setup. I think that makes it a lot easier to keep going. Like with Mead and Cheese, we have a regular day each week, which is Friday evenings. So most of the time, normally 7 to 9, but now 5 to 7. And I think that really helps having, keeping creative by having, a regular schedule which you can always rely on. So yeah, that's what I generally think you need. And I want to bring back the Hoist Lemonade podcast. I don't know if I'm going to stream it on this channel live and then put it onto the other channel, Hoist Lemonade. But yeah, I think me and Jim, we've been talking about bringing it back. We want a permanent space, and that's part of sort of my goal going forwards. Like eventually, we will lose access to the FM studio because Corey will graduate. I will graduate this year. He's going to do his masters and graduate next year. So we got it till about September 2023. So before then, I want to start putting in place a place where we can build our own little podcast studio, video studio, and all sorts. So we can have that for not just me, Corey, not for just me and Jim, but for people who want to do their podcast and excel in it. And I think it's cool. I think it'll be a cool thing to have a little independent studio. I actually had one before lockdown. I had it for, I had some friends who were there for longer than me, but I was there for probably about 6 months. It was rented a place in Leicester. It's now a restaurant. Someone brought it. But it was a really big space. And we was looking at we did some really cool shoots there. And I was trying to build a permanent studio there for video mainly, because that's what I do as a business. I do videography, video production and producing. So I wanted a video studio there to do commercial ads for our clients. But we never quite got round to it. Someone brought the building and we may have made a new agreement if it wasn't for lockdown, but obviously with lockdown, 2 years, a lot of us didn't work from home, and then I haven't picked up an office since because I went back and I've done a master's, and now I've got Demon FM Studio, and which is an excellent place, and I really like the design of it. I want to sort of incorporate that when we build our own podcast studio. I want it to be like one little room dedicated for making content, but then I want another separate room for other video production and stuff, because I think there's a lot of value in that, and I think people in our society will enjoy that. So what I'm doing today, I had some questions submitted. This is my final questions to the chairperson of Demon Media. So I've got a few questions what people have sent through, and I'm going to be answering them on this stream. I'm going to play another ad now, so I'll see you in a sec.
Are you saying here that people...
Difficult. Not difficult, just wasn't as good, but no, it's good.
Okay, we are back.
We're back on Hoist.
Come sit forward, Jim.
And what are you actually?
Fucking up the lights again. Yeah, so me and Jim had a business meeting the other day, and was thinking about something. Bottled water. People who sell bottled water are taking the piss. They're absolutely having a... Right. Do you know how cheap water is? Cheap water is. Water is cheap. I can go to my bathroom right now and get a glass of water.
Yeah.
Not out the toilet, obviously.
Yeah.
Not like the dog does, but out the tap. Get that, and that's free. But you go to a shop, you pay what? £1, £2 for a bottle of water? I mean, if I was selling bottled water, if I was a guy in charge of selling bottled water, the CEO of that company, I'd be laughing every time I made a sale.
Turn your tap on, fill it up, lid on, sail.
Do me a favour.
What?
You sit on the
It's
sofa.
crazy.
That is crazy.
It's making a lot of money in fair play
People
to
do
them.
it. It's like Hoist is cheaper than buying bottled water.
We're actually really annoyed at doing it, aren't we, about this Hoist?
Yeah.
Well, Hoist Lemonade, well Hoist itself, generally drink H2O. Well, the H stands for Hoist, right, and this is where it comes from all them years ago. But there's a little company called J2O who have tried ripping us off. Oh, you can get past a copyright because the H is a J. No, it's obvious what you've done there.
Correct.
You are, H2O.
H2O is just a healthier version of Hoist.
And it's our 20th, it's like 20 this year, 20. It's our anniversary of all those years. from 1520. It's our 500th year anniversary
on this
of
tripod.
Hoist
It's always a
2.
Come on,
bit,
Jay, what are you playing at? I know
Yeah.
you're
yeah,
trying
it's
to get
always a
our
bit
attention,
loose,
but
but
you know there's
also
a way.
not
Again,
easy to
you can
use.
Yeah,
call me. Call
If you
me.
need to make money, if you're short on money, if money's the issue, just ask us. Yeah, we're not going to lend you none because it's our money, but just ask us.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, we might lend you a few million. That means very little to us, a few
Yeah,
million.
that's just me.
Just give us the satisfaction of us knowing that you need us to
Doesn't.
survive.
It looks
Oh, and Sprite, do not get me
I
started
was
on
thinking.
Sprite.
Don't you?
Jesus. Donald Trump come out this week saying that he drinks Hoist Lemonade.
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
He did. He sent a tweet out. I'm just going to plug it on the screen
With that,
now.
it's just it's not
Okay, now I want
very
you to, now we're
easy
going to
to
go back to
position,
our
is it?
beginning
Like the other one.
episode.
Right. Hello and welcome back. Right, I'm going to move to about there. Maddie, could you focus me up? Because on the stream now I'm out of focus. And it's such a weird angle, aren't I? Look. You're not. Yeah, you're going to have to use a laptop screen.
You are focused.
Cool.
Just the camera.
Do you want to come on stream? No. Cool. Anyway, so thank you all for joining today for this special edition of Questions to the Chairperson. So we'll start with a question from the current chairperson, and that is, what's the dog doing? Well, I know what our dog's doing. We've got a new little puppy at home, and she is doing great. I also actually want to throw back you with a question with that. With you moving to offices, with you moving territories, are you going to continue doing what's the dog doing? Or are you going to walk all the way to the side of town to see what the dog is doing? So yeah, we've got another question, which is next plans. It's a weird one because like the chairship sort of runs out soonish. A lot of my time has been spent trying to make sure the new committee has advice and is ready with everything. A lot of it has also been like just admin stuff, but my personal next plans are, well, I've got one project to do, which is our short film obsession, and I'm going to try and get that done in the next few months, so that'll probably be my main focus. But then it's going back to focusing on my business, Dream Visual, making sure that's good. I want to expand what that can do. I didn't have much time to expand it running Demon Media, doing Mead and Cheese, and doing my master's degree. So I really want to refocus on Dream Visual again, to make that. And I feel like by doing this, by going on this journey of being the chairperson, I've met a lot of people who I want to bring into Dream Visual, get them on more projects. Because I've seen Dream Visual go from sort of like which was in the past it was more like just me as a videographer, but now we are starting to tackle like bigger video productions, and there's a lot of people from Demon Media and who I've met on Demon Media from Demon FM who are helping me deliver them projects. So I'm really gonna focus on that more. And then also I want to really focus on Mead and Cheese, making sure that has I mean, you've seen it's been going through a bit of a boom recently. I want to make sure that it continues to go through that boom. I want to make sure we continue to deliver regular content, bringing shows back like Hoist Lemonade, bringing more shows to you, and focusing on getting that studio, what I spoke about earlier, getting that podcast studio so we can continue to make content way after we lose our access to our station in 2023. So yeah, I've got a lot to focus on. Also with Demon Media, I'm always there, to help and advise anyone. Before I was chairperson, I was actually the chief videographer of Demon FM and video producer. So I'm gonna refocus on that role till September. doing things like this, live streams for the FM studio, because the FM studio was moving to make more video content, and I want to make sure that going forwards for the rest of this year we can deliver that. Okay, we're going to go to the next question, which is any advice for the new committee. My advice is not to comes from what one of my old mentors said to me, is you're doing a serious thing, but you know, the thing what you're doing is serious, but always do it always be light-hearted about it. You know, if you're taking on a big project, it can be scary, but you know, you want to make sure like you're light-hearted. Particularly when you do tackle on these big projects, it's like, yes, take it seriously, but also don't be totally cut off from having fun with it. And I think that's sort of finding that balance between creativity and productivity is key. I think with the new committee, I think one thing I found is you can have like a honeymoon period where you are very, very active, and that can sort of wear off as other commitments take over. So I recommend knowing when your honeymoon period is, knowing and taking full advantage of that to make content and think about content you can make further on down the line. Because eventually, like around December, you might have a lot less time. Around January, you might have a lot less time. So like in November, you could make quite a lot of content. I think if, unfortunately, I wasn't in the position of chairperson in November, someone else was. So I couldn't really plan any long-term plan for the first half of the year, because that wasn't my job then. But like, I think you have to really tackle making content fast early in the year, because it'll be easier, and also it'll get people used to it. Like if you're getting some, like, I think setting up regular shows is a good idea to get content, because then people generally put that into their routine. It might be harder to get someone to put it into their routine down the line. Yeah, another thing is, I think it is a thing of, remember it's a society at the end of the day. You know, we try to really reimagine what Demon Media was during my term. Particularly on FM, we really changed that fundamentally. We let people be more creative for the shows. We wouldn't have a show without Mead and Cheese, without someone like Maddie in charge of FM, who will continue to be in charge of FM. She did an excellent job. So I think like allowing people to be creative, you know, and remembering that you are a student society. I say always focus on your members and offering them, you know, good value. Okay, we're going to click to an ad because our camera has run out of battery.
Difficult.
That's a time for that.
Not difficult, just wasn't as.
I'm Tom, I'm the editor of the Demon magazine as part of Demon Media, and there's so many good things to talk about with Demon. I'm not even sure where to start. Once we get to write really cool articles, get to go to concerts, get to go to football matches, and all other sporting things around Leicester.
Fun way to push out your creativity via media. So making your own radio show, making your own magazine cover, or even making your own YouTube video that you want you and other students to have a collective of ideas and new ways that we can branch out and be different than any other student media in the UK.
I think the old cliche of, oh, if you join a society, it's like a family, it's one of those where I always feel bad now saying it's Demon, because it genuinely is like a family. I came my first year here, and it was one of the few things that really made me feel at home here at DMU. I've been able to go on and do amazing things. I got to go to the FA Cup final as a result of being part of Demon Media, and all the people, I love all of them. I'm not sure how they feel about me, but I like to think it's reciprocated. But yeah, it's amazing to get involved with.
Demon Media is a collection and a brilliant group of people, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, we are back. So a camera ran out of battery. That's another improvement I need to make to the live stream setup. I do because we're using these Canon batteries here. It's an old camera, so these batteries run out. I'm actually in the process of getting a new camera, a new Sony camera, which is very exciting. I'm glad I've been able to make that investment. But yeah, the one improvement I want to make next to this is really like, I knew from the get-go what some of these problems I would have were, but the thing is, it's like having being able to make that investment into the equipment. So we first got the capture card. Now the next thing, I think we'll get in dummy cameras, a dummy battery. So it's basically so you can plug it into the wall. I want to decide what cameras we want to use, because as you notice on this side here, you can see a little battery, which is not ideal for the live stream to always have a little battery symbol on. On newer cameras, you can get rid of that, or you can use Magic Lantern to get rid of that. So I do have Magic Lantern, so I need to figure out on that, but it's on Magic Lantern, a software on an SD card. So it's only on like a few of my SD cards, which I've not got in there at the minute. So yeah, so we could possibly try and get rid of that on Magic Lantern. But obviously, if we're upgrading cameras as well, it might be we're using Sony cameras instead. But yeah, so eventually what my plan is to get a USB splitter, a few more capture cards, and longer HDMI cables, because these ones are very short. So it's like it has to be very close to the laptop. And I want to be able to basically do 3-cam. I like the fact of the video call-ins. I really do like having that ability to do that, but I'm not sure if it is. I don't want to do that particularly too much in the studio, because it has a bit of lag. It's good for like a live moving cam, but because of the lag, it sometimes can make the stream a bit buffery. But I want to really have like a firm setup in the FM studio, so that's part of my role going forward as well, is being the video producer of FM. So we're going to look at getting some more capture cards. We were talking to one of our audio engineers yesterday about possibly like rigging up the mic so that what's that? Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, audio wise, like I've improved the audio by using a lav mic today, but obviously in the radio station you'll need everyone to have a lav mic, so me, Corey, Maddie, any guest. So what we could do, these are quite long wires, so that's fine. We'd have to get like some form of splitter, so we can put all the inputs into one and then just whack it into the mic, the laptop, so then everyone can have one. It's an expense, but it's worth it. But another option is actually looking into using the actual radio mics and then syncing off the audio into the laptop. But this is sort of like test run, so we're going to try different methods of doing things and try and figure out what's best for us. Also, I've noticed I've got the rule of thirds grid on my screen, so I'll be running to another video ad. I'll be answering more of your questions. We're going to get rid of that grid.
So as we promised, I do have a statement today, and I know a lot of that broke out yesterday, that we would make a statement, because we were talking about the return of this show, as we had a little bit of a break, and well, it's no longer like a thing of we're not just bringing back this show. We've decided. Usually at this point in the show, I would list you our achievements, and nobody thought we could achieve what we've achieved so far. And usually I would list them and say how proud I am, and I am proud of them. But I don't want to list them today, because I think it's time to stop that conversation. I think it's time we stop talking about what we've done and start talking about what we are doing. So normally a radio show would plan a few shows ahead. We don't have a plan for a few shows ahead anymore. We now have a plan for the next decade. Mead and Cheese this will be the decade of Mead and Cheese. We have a 10-year plan of ambitious goals which we are going to use to bring forward Mead and Cheese. So So this great journey is only just begun. And one of the first things I want to see happen in the next 10 years, I want to see a bottle of mead in every household in the United Kingdom. So we want to see a bottle in every household. So that means by 2032, we want to see 27.8 million bottles of mead being sold per year. We want that. I mean, we don't expect mead to become more popular than wine, though I think that'd be a great thing. But I think every household should be buying a bottle of mead per year. So that's 27.8 million bottles sold before 2032, and I think we can help us get there. And I don't care what bottle that is. I mean, we rather you had Ford mead or Lime Bay mead, but you can have any bottle. But we want to hit that goal. So on this show, we're committed to keep raising awareness and hit that massive goal, because we want mead, the mead market, we want it to grow. We want more meaderies, and that brings me actually into our second pledge. We want to have our own meadery in the next 10 years, and our own restaurants, because you know what, as Maddie's going to tell you later, there's a lot of things you can do with mead and food. You can cook mussels and things, and Maddie's going to tell you about her experience there. And we want to do that ourselves. We are, I've always said we have a great instinct for drinking the best mead, but also I think we'll have an even better instinct for creating the best mead. And we're going to partner up with the lemonade experts at Hoist Lemonade to help us achieve this. And we're probably going to, I hope that will become one day bigger than Coca-Cola, but I want our mead to be mainstream by 2032. This is one thing me and Lord Corey have been talking about for quite a while now. We're going to build infrastructure. We're going to have a massive build of infrastructure. We're going to build our own Mead radio station and also our own film studio, so we can, have our own control. It's going to be an excellent station. We have massive plans for it, but also there's no point creating all this content in our film studio and radio station if it can't be featured somewhere. And we are committed to building a cinema franchise in the next decade. I know Corey has spoken a few times about Sundial Cinemas, and I will fully back that all the way, because I think some things what cinemas lack in this country are, you go in and you just watch your film and you go home. We need to have better bars in cinemas. We need to have better restaurants in cinemas. We need to really make cinema a day-long experience rather than a 90-minute experience. So we're going to really focus on them values in the cinema, and we want to see mead sold in cinemas. And if the cinemas won't listen to us, if they won't sell mead on their own, we will build cinemas and sell it in them, and then cinemas will become more popular. So that's what we're building. And this sort of brings me to one of my most favourite policies is I want mead and cheese to be a new media superpower.
And I'm back again, and so I hope you've enjoyed that decade plan. I hope that gives you an idea of what we're focusing on mead and cheese this year. I'm going to go through quick. I'm going to keep going through these questions. So we left off with any advice to the next committee. Yeah, focus on the road ahead. You've got an excellent committee there. There's so many great people in it. For Maddie particularly, keep focusing on the mission you set out last year. You set out a great mission, expand on that. For the rest of them, for the rest of everyone else, think about your values and deliver policy from them values. Don't deliver policy and then think of values. Think about your values first, and then wrap around your policies you want to bring through that. Have fun with it. Keep focusing on that road ahead. Be excited about it. Demon Media's best days are yet to come. I'm excited to see what this new committee can deliver. I'm excited to see this new committee in action. I think it's going to be a great year for them. And all I have left to say about that is hasta la vista, baby. My Boris Johnson bit. Favourite memory. I think a lot of my favourite memories come from being in Demon FM. Actually, radio was something I never tried before joining this year. I joined. Let me tell you a little story. I joined Demon Media in 2017. When I started my undergraduate degree, and I was a very, very focused video person, and I had been till 2019, when I became the head of photography. So I do photography. I didn't expand out then to FM, and then I took which would have been my gap year during COVID, but I ended up getting a little job at a beard oil company, and then I came back to do my masters, and now I started off with radio, and I think I never thought I would like radio because I was very interested in video, and I saw how radio could integrate video, but I think my favorite memories were always just in the radio, just having conversations with people, like particularly them very early shows where I didn't say as much and I just listened to people, and I think you meet so many good friends there. Like I met Evan in the radio station, and you have such good conversations. And so, someone who's quite introverted like me, it really made me build up my own confidence and ability to talk to people. But yeah, I started a radio show with Corey, who's now chairperson, and I wouldn't have met him. I feel like we wouldn't have such a strong relationship without a radio show. So it's all about, I think, like the main best memories, their memories in that radio station. Not just on Mead and Cheese. There were so many other great shows I went on to, and there's this. It's fun looking at what other people do with their shows. Okay, so the next question is final project. We already had that. So from Evan, what were the biggest highs and lows of being chairperson? I think the biggest low is when you go in, you have a lot of projects in mind you want to push through. And I think one of the lows is knowing that you won't do all of them. I didn't get to do all the projects I wanted to push through. But with that, you do get some of them done. And I think if you focus on getting the most important ones done, then that's good enough. But I think one of the lows was, I think there's a lot of, for me on a personal level, there's a lot of low times during when we were planning a live stream. It was quite a big thing, like it was organisation wise, and I thought like I kept having moments where I didn't think we were going to be able to pull it off. Obviously, I didn't. I only shared this with our station manager Maddie, but because you always have to sort of remain confident for your team. But I had like moments where I didn't think we might not pull this off, but we did in the end, and I think that was a big high for me because once the cameras stopped on that live stream, and I think that was one of the best things. One of the biggest highs of that was that it was so big thing to pull off, and we did it. But we also brought radio and sort of TV together in that by moving the radio station over to where we're doing our live stream, and I felt like that made the whole society work in better synergy. But yeah, I think in terms of best highs, I think these often come from being in the FM studio. I think like obviously the socials were very fun. We got Jack running the socials and seeing that sort of big whole society, because it was all kind of fragmented into different parts, but seeing it all come together once a week was very nice and fun. And I think the socials are always nice, and it's sort of like, although that's like the fun part, it is you get to see everyone from the society, and you sort of like you helped bring that together, and you've always got to be happy about that. What do I think the best decision you made? What do you think was your best decision you made during your tenure, during your reign? So I think the best decision was I set out a very different vision for Demon Media, and it was based on a foundation of values. I wanted Demon Media to be, first off, I wanted to work on the community of Demon Media. I wanted to build that. And then secondly, that was very important for me. The community was like literally the top pillar of what I wanted to do. I wanted to build it, make sure it was a friendly community for everyone to enjoy. The second thing was I wanted people to be able to have access to different media industry technologies. Like I wanted people who've never done radio before to do radio and learn how to do that. And thirdly, I wanted to have a good output of content. And I think I had that always in my mind in that order when I was making decisions about the society. I think my best decision was to sort of be less structural. I didn't like I wanted FM to have as much freedom as it could. And wherever I could, I tried to centralize some things, like the RAG production meetings, where all three strands came together to discuss ideas for RAG, and I felt like that was a very good decision because it brought different perspectives to this big project, and it really made it not just about what someone at the top of the committee wants. It became something what members, new members, old members fought together, and I think that really worked. I also think a good decision we made was to, what was it again? One of the good decisions we made. I just lost what I was thinking about. I think a good decision, the best decision we made, was getting Evan in as many things as possible, because Evan, no one can match Evan's enthusiasm for things, and getting people like that into the thing makes the room instantly more happier. You know, when Evan walks into the radio station, everyone smiles. When Evan walked into the RAG live stream, everyone smiled, because Evan is, perhaps I would say, the beating heart of this society. And I think we're going to see some great things from Evan going forwards this year. And I think that was one of the other sort of, when we say decisions, sometimes these are sort of soft decisions, like I discussed these with the station manager of FM. And one decision was, sort of traditionally, you wouldn't have first years in deputy positions. You wouldn't have them in, you would have them like on like the lower positions. But we've actually brought up quite fast people from first years into quite high positions. We made a first year the deputy of Demon FM. We made a first year Tom Dye schedule manager of Demon FM. And I think me and Maddie, when we made these decisions, these were good choices, because it really helped the reimagination of Demon Media process. Like, from having new people in, it started to let this sort of thing happen. Because I was new to the role, I've never served in Demon Media apart from when I was head of photography, so I was totally a new perspective. And then we had other people who were this new perspective in FM, which I think really benefited the society, because it gave it more of like a fresh start. And giving it that fresh start, I think, was the best decision, best sort of value I could have put forwards. Would you say, what would you say about decisions, Maddie? What? That okay, we'll go to the next question again from Evan. Given the chance, would you do it all again? Yes, I would. I don't know if. Oh yeah, I don't regret being the chairperson of Demon Media. It had its highs and lows. It was stressful at times, but it was very rewarding at times. And I think, like, without it, we wouldn't have the committee we had today, the new committee we have today, because, you know, I wanted to encourage people to get involved, and I think we've made this society into a really sort of strong community again. I feel like it's, and I want that to grow. But yeah, given the chance, I would do it again. But obviously, that's but I don't know if I would be chairperson again. Well, if I went back in time, I'd continue to do that. Yeah, I would become. If I went back in time, I'd always choose to be chairperson. But I don't. I think going forward, the society has a really good team which will lead it forwards, and I'm excited to see what that team does. And but yeah, if I was to come back, I would love to be involved with the society. But my time at university is over now. But I'm happy to see what this new committee does. But yeah, it's been a really good journey. I think we've gone on a good journey, and I think it's nice when you come to the end of your journey to see the next committee go forwards, and you sort of. I've spoken to quite a few of the members, and I know Maddie particularly because I've had extensive conversations about her. She has some brilliant ideas she's going to bring for Demon FM, and I'm really excited to watch that. Okay, I'm going to go to the next question now. Will you lip sync for your life? No, I won't. Don't know if that's like a in joke. Um, yeah. One thing I want to see, um, yeah, one of the projects I want to see Media bring forward is the merch. I think that was probably not getting that when I didn't focus on that enough early on. I think that I should have focused on that coming in quite early, but I didn't because I focused on some other things instead. And I think that's one thing I think would be nice to get because I really had I wanted to get caps for merch, particularly just caps with the Demon Media like embroidered logo. So that's one thing, one project I wish we would have got through, but you can't get every project through. But I think that one would have been a good one to get through, going back. But yeah, I think the journey's been great. It is very weird leading a whole society as well. It is a big responsibility. You have people looking at you all the time to make decisions. Um, and you're running like a very diverse society. It's like from what it is, it's three different strands: magazine, TV, video, and it is radio, and that's very like three different things. And I think you can't be an expert on all them things, so you've got to really build good communication with each one of them strand leaders and be there to support them. But you have to have a fundamental knowledge of each strand enough so you can help. I think one of the decisions I really stuck by was I always considered the strands to be led by their station manager. I always considered them the station managers of their leader, because the thing was, I put a manifesto for the whole society for its vision, but each one of the station managers puts this manifesto out for their society, for their strand. Like Maddie, I read her manifesto for last year and her manifesto for this year, and some of the things I don't mention in my manifesto, what she does, and so you have to let them play through their manifesto. It's very important that you support their manifesto as well as delivering your own, because if you just say no, everyone's on my mission, you can't do that, because that's not letting them deliver the manifesto they was elected on. Because Maddie had a mandate, she had a massive majority, but also I had a majority as well. So it's like, but luckily I think a lot of the manifestos, there are similar things. Like you got to try and figure out the values behind the policies. I want to really go back to that, the values behind the policies, because me and Maddie had similar to the same values, but she had different policies, and I of course would have different policies because I'm trying to look at the whole society as a whole. But you gotta then look at Maddie's station, Demon FM policies and help her deliver them. One thing, big policy which she wanted to do, and she will do next year, is different types of socials, like not just the going out on a Wednesday or Thursday drinking social. It was going out on dry socials, like doing more like events like Christmas parties, mini golf, and obviously that's not in my actual manifesto, but I would have supported her doing them things. But yeah, I think it's about when coming to like working with someone who's also elected to lead their strand, I think it's about being there to support their manifesto. And I think if you have similar values, then you can only go up from that. Yeah, so it's a tricky one because it's a complex sort of structural system, and that's why I opted just to always view it as the station managers are the station leaders, and their policies are their policies, and they should see them through. And the chairperson is there to support them deliver their policies and encourage them to think broadly about the society, which I'm glad FM got to that position and is in that position where it is, thinking about doing like different types of socials. I think that's a great place for society to be. And going back to good decisions I made on socials, I think one was moving the day, because this is one thing you have to think about. It's like you have to think about, you have to be critical on a lot of decisions, like, and be willing to move things. Like if something's not working, socials, for some reason, Thursday was so many people were more available on Thursday. So just by moving the day of the socials by one day from Wednesday to Thursday, we had such a big increase of people coming to the socials. And the socials are the bit what kind of keeps everyone together. It's a celebration of the week. So you got to make sure your socials is on a day where the most people can come. And also you want to try and encourage, as chairperson, as many of the station leaders to come to the socials. I mean, they can't be there every week, but you want them to come for more than 50% of them, because it makes the whole society run on equal terms. We're going to cut to another ad, and then we're going to answer more questions.
I'm Tom. I'm the editor of the Demon magazine as part of Demon Media, and there's so many good things to talk about with Demon. I'm not even sure where to start. Once we get to write really cool articles, get to go to concerts, get to go to football matches, and all other sporting things around Leicester.
Fun way to push out your creativity via media. So making your own radio show, making your own magazine cover, or even making your own YouTube video that you want you and other students to have a collective of ideas and new ways that we can branch out and be different than any other student media in the UK.
I think the old cliche of, if you join society, it's like a family. It's one of those where I always feel bad now saying it's Demon, because it genuinely is like a family. I came my first year here, and it was one of the things that really made me feel at home here at DMU. I've been able to go on and do amazing things. I got to go to the FA Cup final as a result of being part of DMU Media, and all the people. I love all of them. I'm not sure how they feel about me, but I like to think it's reciprocated. Yeah, it's amazing to get involved with.
DMU Media is a collection and a brilliant group of people. I'm not gonna lie.
We are back. Hello. So yeah, I wanted to talk about some of the final projects I'm not doing as chairperson, but I'm doing as videographer, video producer of Demon FM, which I was appointed before even becoming the chair. So it's a very new role. So we want to really do this in the radio. We've been talking to Maddie about how we can integrate strands closer together, and one way we think TV and radio could integrate better together is by live streaming different radio shows. And it's sort of, now I feel like it's a good time to start pushing for that. One way I think will be really, because it'll give Demon TV regular content, and it gives people from FM a good way, a new skill to learn, because you already learn Zeta, but then you can learn OBS as well if you want. Obviously, this is all optional. But yeah, that's one thing I'm going to be focused on the next few months for Demon FM, is getting the live stream capacities there. So, like today, we can use this software to do like a multi-camera shoot. So we need, what I want to pitch to the station manager, Maddie Forster, is that we get some capture cards in the studio, get some cameras, good quality ones, permanently fixed in the studio, and then we can rig it up into the studio and have a live stream set up there. And I know like there's times where you want to play songs on Demon FM. So when we play songs, because we won't be able to live stream those songs out, we could play ads like you just saw, and you can always have them loaded up. It's quite, I feel like it'd be a very easy system to run. We'll need to do some workshops on it for people to learn it, but once you've got it going, I think it'll be a very easy system to run and get very good high quality content fastly. And I think that's one thing which would be a good way to end on, because getting content out fastly is very important, and it increases the society's productivity. But yeah, I want to get that done. That'll be one of my focuses over the next few months. But also, we'll be focusing on, we've got some videos already filmed to edit, some about Maddie running the radio station, some more behind the scenes video. So I'll be focusing on that as well, and I'm excited to do, because that's ultimately my skill is video. As I said before, I show Dream Visual is a video production company, and it just happens that we got into radio. But like, I like to bring video wherever I can, so we're going to be bringing that with us. Yeah, so that'll be my goal going forward as video producer for FM. But then obviously, like on the 30th, my master's over, so we'll have to pass over that role to someone else. But hopefully by that time, the role will have like clear sort of directions, because sort of at the minute it's just figuring it out. But yeah, we've got a few good projects to deliver before then. Yeah, I want to really put everything into that role. But also, like, I'm going to be focused on building up Dream Visual, which is a video production company. Well, the concept started a while back. I've been wanting to do it forever. But it's sort of like I'm at this point where I'm transitioning from a solo, just freelance videographer, into more of a producer for videos, and that's my direction. I want to, and with everyone I've met through Demon Media, I've got some excellent people who I'm going to get involved in our projects, and hopefully these will be paid projects. But also, like, we've got some creative projects going on, like Obsession, which is my final piece from Masters, which I've got an excellent crew for. I've even got Evan, who's going to be our lead camera person on that, so I'm really excited to do that with him. And we've got Maddie in that, we've got Anna in that, we've got Corey who's going to be involved with that. We've got a big wide people, we've got Ed, a guy called Matthew, all involved, and all of them I met through Demon FM. So I want to really, bring these teams that work well together and put them onto projects. If they're Demon FM, if they're Demon Media related or not, doesn't matter. It's about getting great projects out. But yeah, that's going to be my focus. I want to obviously really focus on growing Mead and Cheese into its. We want to grow it into a media superpower, and I mean that. I do mean that. I know it's going to take time, but I think we've got the right people to do that. We've got a brilliant team of diverse skills, and it's about bringing that all together over time and slowly making it stronger. And I think it will be a media superpower. I want to make some mead as well over the summer. That's one thing I'll be investing in, is Mead making equipment. Anyway, we're going to end the stream here because I have ran out of questions. I would like to thank everyone for coming and joining on this last questions to the chairperson. I'm going to just activate the webcam because, as you may have noticed, pitch invasion is we'll add a new video capture device. I want to thank everyone for joining me on this stream. I'll just move this down. Obviously, that highlights the need for dummy batteries, which we will try and get for soon. You can enjoy the flags I put up to annoy Maddie, because she has their wild flags. I just put loads of Union Jacks. But yes, so thank you for joining me on this special edition, the last and final questions to the chairperson. So I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe this will continue with your new committee. Maybe Maddie will do a weekly questions to the station manager, or a bi-weekly one, or maybe even Corey will do one of them. Who knows? That'll be pretty cool, I think, to do parliamentary style questions. But yes, we will continue to do little special things like this for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know this hasn't been so much on Mead and Cheese, but I feel like we've had an interesting conversation. We definitely need to get them dummy batteries. But yes, thank you for joining us. Don't really know what else to say. To my new committee, keep focusing. To the new committee, keep focusing on the road ahead. Your best days are yet to come. Enjoy it. And all I have to say now is hasta la vista, baby.
I'm Tom, I'm the editor of the Demon magazine as part of Demon Media, and there's so many good things to talk about with Demon. I'm not even sure where to start. Once we get to write really cool articles, get to go to concerts, get to go to football matches, and all other sporting things around Leicester.
Fun way to push out your creativity via media. So making your own radio show, making your own magazine cover, or even making your own YouTube video that you want you and other students to have a collective of ideas and new ways that we can branch out and be different than any other student media in the UK.
I think the old cliche of, oh, if you join a society, it's like a family, it's one of those where I always feel bad now saying it's Demon, because it genuinely is like a family. I came my first year here, and it was one of the things that really made me feel at home here at DMU. I've been able to go on and do amazing things. I got to go to the FA Cup final as a result of being part of DM Media, and all the people, I love all of them. I'm not sure how they feel about me, but I like to think it's reciprocated. But yeah, it's an amazing thing to get involved with.
DM Media is a collection and a brilliant group of people, I'm not going to lie.